Okay, we left it on Saturday with me getting out this lovely chenille wool, and I'm going to use that as my closure. So I'm going to stitch that on. And all I've done in the meantime, because I wanted to get some more done, is I have started to stitch the book together. And I've gone up one side here with some blanket stitch and up here with some blanket stitch. I've also, at the back, I've also stitched across here, just a little over stitch, whatever that is. And I haven't finished going along the top because it was slightly too big. The back was bigger than the front. So I've had to very, very carefully trim a little bit off. Not a lot because of my stitches. So because I wanted to do blanket stitch all the way around, they have to be like the same length. So that was a bit tricky. So I've done that. So, and this is not what I want to be happening. So what I'm going to do before I start anything else is simply stitch a corner of this onto the book, because it just keeps flopping everywhere. And I've had a minute to look at it, and I think just that's got rather a long tail, that little knot. It's just, I know the rest of it's all a mess, but I'm worried about that little bit there. I'm just going to stitch, hopefully. I don't want to go all the way through. Just these corners down, because that will just stop it from flopping. And nobody wants a floppy book. And I'm just going to do the same on this corner here, keeping my little tie. As you can see, really wonky stitching going on here. I think I'll come this way because me and my big clumsy knots. And you know what? We're embracing it, guys. We're embracing it because it's for us. And it's just for the fun of making something. Why not? Why not do something just because it's fun? Let's just tie that in a knot. And look at that. That's just a mess there. I love it. I love it. Right. So that will no longer flop about, but it will still be perfectly lookable. Lookable. So I'm going to tie it on. I think that little super little cute tie on there. Okay. Oh, didn't cut it off. That would be helpful. So now we're going to attach our closure. If you've got a wraparound, you can't obviously do this where you attach it both sides like this. So what I'm planning is to pop it inside here where I'm going up, so that it will wrap around. So I'm going to stitch up here first. As you can see, not level. So we're going to have to just sort of wing it. I think this whole putting the book together has been winging it, to be honest. But hey ho, that's how it goes. That's how it works. Look, this just it was never going to be perfect, was it? We know this. These are going to be massive, great big stitches, because I've got so much I've got to go through because of the fraying cotton. And you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm just closing my book up. That's all. Let's not tie a knot. And I could do little ones and then do a running stitch to make sure I've got everything. But we are just going to do this up to the middle. Oh, we've got a loop here. Hang on a minute. Why is that tangled up? Pull you through. I can't see. I'll take my glasses off. I can't see with my glasses on. This looks like it's really easy to sew with. And then it isn't. It catches on everything. It's weird. It tangles up like nobody's business. Right, I just want to pull this through. Come on. Oh, we're just going to go with it, guys. It doesn't want to. It wants to be a loop. No, not yet. Stay there. Another couple of few stitches first. I'm going to make my loops really little. Like this. Try and keep my page edges together. I don't know how yours will turn out. Hopefully a bit better than mine. But that's the fun. It's never going to be precise. It's a handmade project, and when you hand make something, sometimes the stitches are a bit wonky. Or in our case, a lot wonky. Okay, I think maybe one more. Don't pull too tight, Carol. There we go. Yeah. Take your time and be neat if you want to. I'm just excited. So I'm going to pop this in like this. I'm going to leave a good length underneath. And I'm going to stitch a couple over and through, just to make sure that is in, like that. Just going straight through it. You can use whatever you've got. Use some wool, use some ribbon, use trim. There's so many options. Whatever you've got that you want to wrap around your journal. And then I'm just going to carry on up and around the book like this. More of my very, very messy whatever they're called, stitches. You know what they're called. Blanket stitches, that's the word. It is, in my defence, yeah, I'm still suffering with my throat. And it is very, very hot in the UK. And I'm wilting, guys. I'm wilting. It's, oh, I don't know what it is now, 27 degrees, which is like amazing for us. We don't usually get that sort of weather. But it's very, very humid as well. And we just can't cope. We have no air conditioning because usually we don't need it. So I'm in my craft room, which is actually facing the back of my house. So I don't get the sun until later on in the day. So luckily I can craft this morning and then do my jobs this afternoon. Although, you know what? They play on your mind, don't they? When you think, oh, I've really got to still do that. I've got to do this, got to do that. But I'm trying to get this done because if I don't do it today, I'm going to be stuck. I'm going to be stuck with rushing, and I don't want to rush. I'm thinking we may be having a storm soon. And they said the weather's going to break at the weekend and it's going to be raining again. So we're not complaining. It's just that we're not used to it. So all I've got to do now is go across the top and close this up. So if you want to listen to me chit-chat again for another, God knows how long this is going to take, then stick around. I'll just be chatting in general. If you want to see the flip through, I'll leave, what are they called? Timestamps at the bottom so that you can go and just watch the flip through instead of watching me do more of these really messy blanket stitches. Right, so moving this out of the way, I've probably got too much, but we'll sort that out. So I'm a bit concerned because my little page here is shorter than the rest of the pages. So how am I going to solve that? Do you know what my option is? I could get a little bit of trim and just put that behind there. I've changed my mind and I'm thinking a bit of lace. A little tiny bit of lace out of my box. I want something that's going to be just sort of pretty, sticking out. I don't need a big bit, I only need a little bit. Look at all this. I'm going to be doing some sort of shabby chic stuff soon. Oh, that one will be nice, wouldn't it? We'll cut a bit of that off. I've got to use up some of this, guys. Okay, let's just... This is totally winging it, as you know. Most of my videos, totally winging it. Do we want to carry on? Or no, you see, I think it gets fine there. So I'm just going to do this one page up to there. And we're just going to pop that inside. I'm going to pop this inside here. Like that. I don't know whether it will make any difference at all, but it'll look pretty on the front. So I'm going to do a very quick sort of stitch just to hold it down, because I don't want to be holding that as well as trying to stitch it. So I'm going to go through this bit so it makes it sort of part of the page. As you can see, it's very fiddly at the moment, and I don't want to be doing that and trying to do my blanket stitch, which I can't do now because I put it too high. Oh, Carol, you and your plans. We could just leave it like this. We don't need to do blanket stitch all the way around if we don't want to. We'll see what it looks like. I'm only stitching it to this, aren't I? I think, yeah, I'm not going all the way through. I'm only stitching it to here. So it sort of extends this page like that. I think I might have stitched it down. Well, I'm trying not to. Oh, completely missed. Completely missed. Let's go back through. Put it through one of them little holes. Right, I've run out of cotton, so I'm going to finish it there. Right, let's see what a pig's ear I've made that one. What I might do is carry on going over this bit, and then when I get to that end, we'll decide what we're going to do. I bet you're glad you stuck around now for the giggles. Oh my goodness me. So we're doing a blanket stitch here. My version of a blanket stitch anyway. And we'll see when we get to the other end, because we do have to try and keep this level as well. Oh, I'm so excited to finish this. Not because I want to say bye to Sally, just that, you know, we've been doing this for quite a few weeks. I don't know how long it's been. And I've got some lovely soft silky scarves that I've been saving to use. And I didn't know what I was going to do with them. But, you know, you pick them up and you save them and, yeah, and you thrift them. And then they just sit there. So I want to use those because, you know, I do like to use what I've got. I don't go out and buy stuff unless I have to. All this is thrifted, all my cottons and everything. Okay, right, we are at this bit, right on the edge here. And all I'm going to do is stitch that across like this, the same as I did on the other side. I thought I'd save one side to show you. And just hold your pages together, because we did like a double spine, didn't we? Right at the very beginning. The video's in the playlist. If you go to my playlist, you'll see Sally's storybook right from the beginning, where we made the book. And all the pages, oh, except for one that has mysteriously vanished from my channel. It's the weirdest thing. My map one, which I absolutely loved, was like a proper story. Sally's treasure map, and it's gone. And I don't understand it. I don't know how videos can just disappear. I don't think I've ever had it happen before. I'll just untangle this knot. I seem to be quite good at making these knots. And as you can see, that just closes that up nicely. Right, now we get to this little awkward bit here where I haven't stitched it properly. Tuck it in. Tuck it in. There we go. Let's see what happens when we try and do a blanket stitch. Try not to stitch your pages. Right, we're going to come right up to it, and then we're going to have a look and see if we need to just do a straight stitch. I don't think I can do a blanket stitch across there. So, yep, I'm going to stitch all of these pages together. I'm just going to have to sort of stab stitch, I think, like up and down, because it's very, very thick. And I'm just going to make sure I'm going to go through. Oh, no. No. I'll allow that once. Don't do it again. I am wondering whether I've got enough cotton on this needle. So, yeah, I thought I'll double check that I can actually get through both sides, because it is right near the top. So, up and down. It's too thick to do like a running stitch, because you're stitching basically through sort of this much. Like the cover, the book, everything. You're just stitching through everything here. You'll probably find a better way to stitch yours together. My way isn't the only way. I'm just muddling through, like I do most of the time. No set plan. Maybe one day I'll plan a video and then we'll see if it's any better. Yeah, I'm not going to have enough cotton either. So we are going to have to. Oh, I don't know, because I did that. No, I didn't. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through to the back. Because, oh no, that's the front. I'm going to go into the middle here. And sort of sign. Get rid of this, because it's getting too short. I can't really stitch with that. That needle's going to come unthreaded again, isn't it? Right, is it actually working though? Because it's very bubbly. Oops. Oh, I was showing you how to do it. Don't watch me, guys. Don't watch me. I don't know what I'm doing. No idea. I'm going to try and come closer to the top. We seem to have a lot of stitches going on here. I'm going to come back up here. I think I want to get as close as I can to the top of there whilst going through both the pages. Well, the page and the cover. I think I'm all right on the other side. I think it's this side it's a bit shorter. Where am I coming up? There. I've got so many loose threads lying around here. I can't see what I'm doing. Oops, that's way too far down there. Oh, nearly there. There's a lot of gap. That's a bit thinner there. Just do that. Sew them together. And then what I think I'm going to have to do now is go across again, because I think I've still got that edge there. So we're just going to very quickly go all the way across just to stitch, which is what I should have done probably in the first place when I stitched it, instead of going along there. But, you know, you live and learn. Stitch and learn, just not with me. It's fine. We don't mind a bit of wonky stitching. So, is that it? Oh, I think that'll do. Just that little bit, isn't it? Where my pages weren't quite the right size. Oh, let's go through to this side. Flipping my book backwards and forwards. I'm going to hide my knot just there. Hide it. There's so much going on. You're not going to see that little knot there. And I think, guys, we have done. Wow. That took longer than we thought, didn't it? Okay, so we've got to get this the right length. So, fold, fold, and this will just wrap around. Now, I've left it twice, I think. Oh, maybe 3 times. Probably don't need 3. I think 2 is plenty. So we'll tuck that under. So just think it's going to get in the way. And I'll chop that bit off. There we go. Okay. So there we are. We have finished. We have finished. Look at that. Oh, piece of scrumptiousness. Scrumptiousness. It's a word, isn't it? It's a word now. Okay, so Sally's going to take us through the book. I think Candy's already in there. Is she in there? We'll get her out when we get there, shall we? Okay, so the cover, which has Sally. What's the word? Couched on. Little book, which has got samples of the pages. And the back one is stitched down because it doesn't want to flop everywhere. Okay. As you can see, just straight stitching over everything. Nothing complicated in this book. A bit fiddly, but not complicated. So unwrap it, fold out, fold. Got a little pocket here because I made this because I was sitting stitching. And I did, this is the original that was going to go in the book. You may have seen this on the Instagram post or the community post. So I might put that in there because I did make it for the book and then I decided I'd do another different house with you. Okay, right. So here we go, right back to the beginning when we made Sally's little wonky house. And this is where she lives in her little bed when she's not having an adventure. So she sits in there. Oh, you enjoying this, Sally? Does I want to get out and watch? Okay, you can get out. So she's gonna be here with us. So bedroom, and we did a little bit of Sally, and we made a little lampshade and little curtains. There's Candy in Paris. And she come to visit, so the two of them. And then we did this one took so long, didn't it, doing our garden. This was the map, the treasure map. And we had a whole story. But that video is, as I said, disappeared somewhere. I have no clue where that's gone. But hopefully you managed to see it. This was Easter time. So we've got a little bunny and Easter eggs. And the beach. One of my favourites. So I had to do 2 pages. So obviously I did some shells. We did beach huts. And then we did a big beach hut with a little opening door and a castle and an ice cream and a sunshine. Sally's birthday. Picnic time. Tried the lattice stitch. And I just couldn't resist these. I just wanted to use some puffs up. So we did a flowery garden. Sally was potting up some flowers. And then, oh, hello. Sally wrote a little pen pal letter to Candy because she was missing her. And they do send little letters to each other. So she got out some little notepad and she wrote her a little letter. And we're going to keep it in the book. Oh, there we go. Hello, Candy. Your letter arrived yesterday. I love the little birds. They'll be right at home in my garden. I have grown some new flowers. I will show you when I next visit. We need to go on a new adventure soon. Maybe a holiday to visit my auntie in Australia. Right soon. Lots of love, Sally. So, yeah. Super cool fun. I can't remember how all this folded together. It just about went in. Come on, fold. And, oh, we'll fold it that way. I'm not very good at folding. Origami was never my thing. And that goes in this little beautiful lace pocket. Just decorated up. I don't think I was feeling very well that week. We did a very simple one. And more flowers. This was a beautiful sunflower that came up in Sally's garden. Lots of French knots in the middle and just some straight stitching on petals. And the final page was the kayaking trip on the lake with the sunset. That was such fun. It's very dark compared to the rest of the book, I've noticed. But do you know what? Hey ho. So that's it. That is Sally's adventure all finished. So now she and Candy can get settled and stay there until next time. Okay, so night-night, Sally. It's all right, she's quite safe. Look, she's tucked in. And we'll wrap her up. And there she is. Scruffy, wonky, and totally scrumptious. Love it. I want to say thank you to everybody who's joined in with this little adventure. Thank you to Caroline and Stacey and Lucy, to Kerry and to Jackie. Jackie, I loved your wraparound so much I did sort of steal your idea. And to Jania, who has just started hers. And you can do that as well, because all of the videos are on my playlist. So you can go back and you can go through the whole list and just work at your own pace. So I appreciate everybody who's joined in, and we've been sharing our photos on the group. So if you want to see how everybody else has made their books, then do pop along to my Facebook group, Wonky Stitchers Community, and there will be loads of photos there. And feel free to put yours on and what you're working on. Okay, that's it from Sally for now. We will be back in December for Sally's Christmas special. Okay, bye guys.